What a day. What a day. Happy Friday, everybody. What is going on? I wasn't planning to be live today, but something special has happened. I know when I saw the text messages and I saw some of the posts on social media and stuff, and I thought the first thing I thought of was finally, finally. And I was so it's kind of like a relief of what's happened. I'm sure you guys may have already know, but still, we have to show this. I've already seen it a bunch of times, but we need to see what exactly is going on right now. So I gotta pop it up. We gotta watch it.
Breaking news here at 5 o'clock. WGN Investigates has learned the FBI has paid a visit to the Village Hall in Dalton today.
And WGN's Ben Bradley has been working this story. He joins us now with the very latest tonight.
Ray and Micah, sources tell us a handful of FBI agents arrived at Dalton Village Hall just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. But has been practice in recent weeks. The doors were locked and the agents had to identify themselves to the employees inside and order them to open the doors. Video recorded by a witness shows the agents just inside the doorway there. We don't know who they were there to see or what they were looking for. Skycam 9 was over Village Hall in the past hour. We're told this was not a full-blown search or seizure of computers or other potential evidence. The agents were there likely serving subpoenas. An FBI Chicago spokesperson will only say the FBI was conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in that area today. Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who also serves as Thornton Township supervisor, has been the focus of months of WGN Investigates reporting. She's accused of retaliating against people she perceives as her political opponents and spent nearly $100,000 of taxpayer money in the past year on travel for her and her entourage. Trustees in Dalton have also accused her of improperly approving payments to vendors. The FBI arrival today comes the same week as Henyard's top aide in both Dalton and the township was charged with bankruptcy fraud. Keith Freeman is accused of lying about and hiding his income from the
Way to go,
village of
Keith.
Dalton. Again, we don't know what the FBI's interest at Dalton Village Hall was today, but this afternoon's visit and the serving of subpoenas is a significant development in a community that has been increasingly clamoring for accountability.
At what point do you think we'll know what the FBI is after?
Obviously,
the subpoenas
right?
are likely under seal. They haven't turned up on the court record system yet.
I'll tell you guys right now, I am happy for the people in Dalton who have been screaming to anyone that would listen for years and were ignored. But at one point, they were not ignored anymore. And now the feds are here. They've been around, but now they're finally making their presence known. And we're waiting for Tiffany's response. I wonder, I don't know. Tiffany, do you have any response to what's going on?
Somebody going to jail.
I agree. Someone is going to jail because they're going to be finding a lot of nonsense. We're going to see how much did you try to bury that situation that happened in Las Vegas. We're going to see all the money, everything. The feds don't play around. I appreciate you guys for coming through. Again, this wasn't a planned stream, but man, it's going down. Who knows who's telling? I mean, obviously, Keith Freeman's probably going to talk. Stan Brown, I know I saw one comment, I missed it, kind of going a little fast. Stan Brown, eventually everyone is going to start snitching. Everyone's going to try to save their own selves. Even Tiffany, I'm assuming. But again, Tiffany, what do you have to say about this situation?
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Getting up at press conference, talking about nothing. Learn the laws. I tell y'all that all the time. Learn from me. But because I'm younger than all y'all think y'all can't learn from me, huh? But guess what? I've been.
Trustee Norwood is younger than you, Miss Henyard. But yeah, a lot of people are going to start telling, and it's gonna blow up. I mean, right off the bat, Keith is in trouble. So I'll show you guys right now. I just saw this on the Edgar County Watchdogs site. Let me share this tab. Let me see if you guys can see what I'm showing here. Maybe what's a share? What the heck? Oh, because I'm not doing it right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna blow it up so you guys can all see. Let's see if that's nice size for you guys. Okay. So there's proof that Keith Freeman lied about the bankruptcy. So let's read together. Records recently provided us from the Village of Dalton related to a FOIA request for all payments made to Keith Freeman clearly show that Freeman was employed by the village and still employed by them. I bet without payroll taxes being taken from his check. Why would he lie to bankruptcy trustee about his employment, as indicated in the federal indictment he had to deal with, when the truth is so readily available? It's incomprehensible. I think the whole situation with Haynard and her group is like the things that they've done, all the records, all the things that they said, everything is on record. You can look up online. They have said things into a mic, into a camera that records and is uploaded onto YouTube or Facebook or whatever. And they thought they can get away with this. That's why, as much as this is a good thing, there's still a lot of questions on how this person, Haynard, and Keith Freeman were allowed to do whatever they wanted for so long without anyone doing anything until the people in Dalton reached out to anyone who was willing to listen and talk about their story. And then now we are here where we are. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. So you can see right here, these are the payments here. And you can see during the bankruptcy, he claimed that he only made, I think it's like 40-something thousand or something like that, like nowhere near. But if you look at the very bottom here and you see all his names, Keith Freeman, you see it's about 100K. How irresponsible are you? You're making that much money. You have 2 jobs and you still have to find a way to lie about your the amount of money you're making. So right off the bat, just by asking for a FOIA request, Keith Freeman is screwed. He is screwed. He lied. It's obvious. So now it's what is he going to do now? And of course, I think what we're all saying is he's going to start snitching, right? There's no other way to get out of this. And he's willing to lie to, as his bankruptcy. Of course, he's going to try to find a way to get out of the situation. You don't mess with bankruptcy, and especially the way he done it. But again, they were able to do this for years. This kind of behavior, do whatever you want to do, take advantage of people, intimidate people, don't pay people, lock them out. Like they've been doing this for a long time. So of course, there's no honor amongst thieves. They've done terrible things to others. Now it's coming back to them. And like Keith, man, how you think you're gonna get away with this? How? I guess they at this point they were able to do it for so long. I guess they thought, you know what, no one's going to check on this. It's a small town. And I will ask you guys this because I did talk to a few people on the phone. Is this just coincidence with the Lori Lightfoot thing? Now you guys already know my feelings. You guys could saw that video made a while ago. How long was that ago? A week? As soon as this person is appointed, this is based in a week, all this has happened. Is this just a coincidence? You guys let me know in the chat. Do you think this was a coincidence? I do not know. I mean, maybe eventually we'll know, but it just seems a little odd. As soon as this happened, everything's just going into, okay, the Andrew Holmes name is finally revealed. Keith Freeman is indicted. The feds are coming in for subpoenas all in a week. I don't know. I know a few people said coincidence. She was a federal prosecutor. I mean, even if it is possible she had nothing to do with it, maybe we'll never know. But I don't know. The Warrior says nope. Lightfoot would have tainted the 3 to 6 month surveillance investigation. I don't know. Shout out to Go Political. Check out his channel. Great work. her mere presence has probably moved the needle. I mean, is her, what I've heard was obviously her history as a prosecutor and also her connections. Maybe. I believe the FBI was watching for a while. Yes, I agree. I definitely believe the FBI was watching, but they were going really slow, and that's their MO. She knows people. I would say that. It's more than just what happened and how this is going to affect obviously Dalton, and now the Hainiard should not be sitting there laughing and throwing it in people's face and doing all this type of stuff.
Why don't you follow me to a place?
Yeah, called jail. Follow you to jail, to prison. No, I don't think I would like to follow you, or I'm sure that your lackeys don't want to follow you. So there's a bunch of subpoenas. People are going to go down for all the stuff that they've been doing. And I am here for it. I am excited for it. I think finally there's some justice needs to be served here. And I want to know why this took so long. Why this took so long for the person who, there's probably thousands of hours of footage with this woman speaking the way she's been speaking, doing the things that she was doing. I mean, look at this.
I am the Martin Luther Kings. I am the Malcolm X, the Harriet Tubmans, the Rosa Parks. I am those individuals. And they too have stood in controversy or mess because they was the first. We talk about them, we read about them in school. And now you will read about your true person, which is Superman Tiffany Henyard, in the schools. I will be in the history books. I will be forever talked about, written about. I'm going to make sure my narrative is out there as well. I don't want no one telling my story.
Yeah, you know what? I take that back. She will be in the history books. People will talk about her. No, actually, you know what? That's true. Tiffany Luther King. You know what? She will be talked about. Probably not in the way that she wants, but yeah, you know what? I take that back. People will talk about her. I don't know if it's going to be the level or the kind of narrative that she wants, but yeah, I'm sure they're gonna talk about you. I won't forget you at all. I mean, this is crazy.
So, somebody going to jail.
Let me look at some more footage of what's going on. I think they're gonna have more footage later on today. Let's say this is something the same.
And we are following breaking news out of Dalton. The FBI serving subpoenas. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Dawn Hasbrook.
I'm Scott Schneider. We want to start with breaking news tonight. The FBI, as Dawn just mentioned, serving subpoenas in Dalton.
Let's get right to Elizabeth Matthews at the Village Hall, where 4 agents were this afternoon. Elizabeth.
Scott and Don, it is all quiet now, but here's what Fox 32 has learned. We've learned that those 4 federal agents paid a visit here at the Dalton Village Hall around 2:40 this afternoon. They were serving, like you mentioned, 2 subpoenas. Take a look at some of this amateur video that was sent in to our news station by a Fox 32 viewer. It appears to show a couple of those federal agents inside Village Hall. Here's what we know so far. One subpoena apparently focuses on employment and disciplinary records of 15 Village of Dalton employees, including 3 police officers and Keith Freeman, a senior administrator recently charged with bankruptcy fraud. The other subpoena, number 2, focuses on Freeman and any potential involvement with certain companies and whether or not they received any money, business, or contracts relating to the village. This, of course, comes as Fox 32 has reported on numerous investigations surrounding embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Again, 2 subpoenas were served here at the Village Hall here in Dalton around 2:40 this afternoon. We expect to have much more on this developing story coming up tonight at 9 o'clock. For now, live in Dalton, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
You know what? Let's bring this back here. Prince, I would love to hear from the Attorney General, Kwame Raoul.
The cicadas will be making an emergence in more ways.
Talking. Shut up. This is where things had not, like, as much as this is a good thing, and I think people in Dalton who have been fighting for so long should be a little happy today, enjoy the weekend, hang out, kind of celebrate a little bit. It's still, the work hasn't been finished, obviously, right? She's still the mayor. She's not in handcuffs yet. She's not in police or FBI custody. Why has the attorney general failed to act when these people were trying to get his attention for so long? All he has been doing is put out fake deadlines or deadlines that he's not following up on. Why has he not done his job? When everyone with eyes can see that this person is doing, even if it's maybe you could say illegal, some unethical, erratic things to the people that she's hiring, the businesses that she's taking advantage of. And this dude has done nothing. Has done absolutely nothing. So it's interesting. I wasn't planning on doing this live. I had a video basically edited from a stream I did a couple of weeks ago about Tiffany Hayward's goons, and it talks about the lawyer connection from the current lawyer that she has, Delgado, to the Speaker of the House. I think his name is Chris Welsh, to the AG. I want to know what's the connection there. I mean, I think just by going through some of the connections that you can just see by looking things up and all the information I've received, there is a reason why Haynier was able to do this for so long. And they were okay with it. It has to be. They have to be okay with it. They saw the news reports. They could go on to YouTube and watch her say ridiculously stupid things and talk about how she's going to get the money no matter what.
Hey, residents, y'all know I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna get it no matter what. Your ice rink will be built. So despite what the board has done, I'll find another way to basically build your water park. Either way it goes, I will figure it out. Will happen without the board, just like all the other projects have been happening without board support. So, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna make sure that the residents get what they need and what they deserve, no matter what. And that's those roofs and windows. The board do not want to pay for an event we just had, which was the fireworks show. We do have the funds, and the vendors will get paid because they did take the tree out, but y'all already know that's a way. I'm definitely gonna get y'all a tree. The bills will be paid. When we gonna pay the bills? You gonna pay them anyway, so it don't even matter because you do what you want to do. Well, I'm glad you know that I'm gonna pay my staff. Thank you. Because hey, the party don't stop because someone told us no. We in the old biz.
She don't have the authority to do that.
Watch me. Watch
You're
me.
not even on the bank account.
So next, that's what you think, huh? So somebody going to jail.
Somebody is going to jail. I'm going to get it no matter what. Like, no, that's not how government works. You can't get whatever you want no matter what. That sounds illegal. That sounds like you can get yourself in some trouble. Like that's not good. Not at all. Bam with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. I live on the south side of Chicago. Our politics is like mob like in this region historically. And you are correct. And some heads need to roll with this. I think, and I talked to someone about this, and I think they're on the right track. They were okay with some corruption from some of these people, the higher ups, right? Because again, if they really cared, they would have stopped this. They would have done more. They clearly don't want to for whatever reasons. Like I said, the kind of mob, the culture, the political culture of Illinois, there's problems. The issue is they didn't realize that Hayward would fail in such an epic level that people across the world are interested in this story of a village that has 20-something thousand people in it. They didn't know how spectacularly epically like incompetent this person and all of the people that she brung with her would be and act and behave. Just with Lacey, they said, what was it, 3 cops said they looked at too? The Warrior have it right here. Let me highlight your comment. The Warrior says, if the FBI asks for 15 employee records and 3 Dalton officers, it's a RICO. Lacey's one of those officers. I'm willing to bet right now, Lacey is one of them. Lacey is one of them. It's like, how Kwame didn't do a damn thing about this. He failed to act. I want to know more about that. I guess it's all politics, right? It's a Democrat city, and all Democrat politicians are taking full advantage of it. Even FBI there, I don't think anything is going to change. Well, I definitely believe that Hainiard has made this too hot. She made it too hot. The block is too hot with her incompetence, her vindictiveness. She did not play this correctly, not the way I'm assuming the powers that be would want her to. She's running a village. She had that, obviously she's the township supervisor. That's another 100,000 people. All you had to do is not be that ridiculous. Don't be so nasty. Don't be so disgusting. Do your job. And she would have been fine. But she just went off the deep end that no matter how many people she has on the higher echelons of power, no one could protect her from this. It's too public. There's too many people have been affected by this. Too many lawsuits. It's an embarrassment to everyone that's connected. So she's gone. She will be gone. Who replaces her? How's the power infrastructure changes? That's another story altogether. But she has made this. She has failed in such an epic way. I mean, the woman can't talk. The woman can't talk. She can't speak. She can't handle criticism. She brings on the worst of the worst in terms of the criminal element. I'm still waiting for that report from Jedediah about Kamal and all the things that he's been doing. And then you got Keith Freeman lying about bankruptcy. The interesting thing is, if Tiffany Hainiard fired Keith Freeman a year ago, are we still here? Because this is where the first, him doing something so kind of stupid, like very easily can be caught because he was either greedy or desperate or a little bit of both. So you get caught lying about bankruptcy, even if you're making over $100,000. How many people in the country make over six figures by themselves? It's a very small amount of people. And he still tried to get away with all this debt without paying anything back. If he didn't do that stupid thing, would we be still here? Like would the feds have came over and did all the subpoenas? I don't know. Absolutely. And then look at Keith Freeman, not only grift, he may get out, he may be the first one to snitch and say, listen, yeah, I'll tell you everything I want to know. I don't want to go to jail. Let me get out of this bankruptcy thing. Listen, Hainiard I was afraid. She's running around with gang members. This gang member, blah, 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 blah. I was under duress. I didn't know what to do. I was confused. All the things that people say when you're trying to get out of a situation. And what does Hainiard says in response? Now, her response is, I think, for the most part, is her signature is not on certain things, but they are on certain things that she paid for. So I don't know. I have no idea. Lori is hired on Monday. Holmes is named on Tuesday. Keith Freeman is named on next Monday. Now the FBI. I'm beginning to believe it can't be just coincidence. It's really fast. And I know a lot of people don't have a lot positive things to say about Lori Lightfoot and her way of being a mayor and all that, but the timing is very, very interesting. It's extremely interesting. They name this person, and all of a sudden, people are quitting. People get. I tried to be, try to be as balanced as possible, and at least don't go one way or the other. I don't know. It does seem like there's some good timing here. It just a lot is happening too quickly. When is the next Dalton meeting? That is going to probably be May. The first Monday of May 6th. I can't wait to see what she's going to say. Is she going to show up? I think she's going to still show up. I think she may still not get it, but she knows the law.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Getting up at press conference, talking about nothing. Learn the laws. I tell y'all that all the time. Learn from me. But because I'm younger than all y'all think y'all can't learn from me, huh? But guess what?
That was a weird laugh. That was a weird chuckle that she just did. Learn from her. So this is what we can say. Like, what can we learn from Mayor Hainiard? Okay, try to put a maneuver to increase your salary, right? Trying to find a way to stay in power by reducing the salary if you leave, but keep the same high salary staying in, even though that salary that she's currently using or currently is in possession of was based on her predecessor. So she shouldn't be making that kind of money right now. Also, we can learn that if there's one of your trustees that is accused of sexual harassment, you tell the victim, the potential victim, that you're going to take care of it by firing her, not paying her, and then take the cop that stepped up to at least say something. You take him off your detail and you basically push him out of the way. Okay. So I guess you could say those are things we can learn from you. I would assume that you don't know the laws, and then obviously take all the money, all the taxpayer money, and misuse it and spend money on billboards and fireworks and spending $150,000 on a Tahoe. Take cops that's supposed to be on the streets, pay them exorbitant overtimes to watch you do whatever that is that you do. So we can learn a lot from you. I think none of this is good. Like, we learning how not to be a mayor. Yes. Like, if that was a thing, how not to be a good mayor or a supervisor. Yes, we can learn a lot from you. Let's see. Yeah. Also, yeah, you're right. She does it. I think even from the very beginning, I think talking to Valerie Stubbs at one point, and there were others that knew her limitations, but didn't know it was going to go this crazy. Even though like I said, I think the powers that be, the Speaker of the House, even Kwame White would probably realize, okay, it's we're all in Illinois. People, this is how politics is ran. There's a culture of politics. Everyone takes a little bit of everything. But they're like, damn, no one's gonna Michael Scott this up and F this up so bad and embarrass us all. They're like, okay, we gotta get her out of here. Like, the protection that I made a video about this. It'll probably come out tomorrow. Like, who's protecting Tiffany Hayward? How she was able to get away with this for so long? It's layers on lawyers and relationships and so many different connections that keep people who are doing wrong to stay in power. Tiffany's going to be a no-show. Keith Freeman a no-show. Well, Keith Freeman is still working, so he is still there, still doing what he wants to do. Well, he's still doing his job. I'm assuming Hainiard, I mean, she was just singing. That was, I think, the bingo, some kind of bingo event for the township. So she's still there. And then I think Andrew Holmes is at a AutoZone. I don't know if he's still there. And Stan Brown, who knows what Stan Brown is doing? Does he have any effectiveness at all? Who knows? John Luna, the good comment here. Well, she had Dr. Cloud working for it. Luckily, Dr. Cloud had some integrity and got out of there or got fired. If she would have listened to Dr. Cloud from the beginning and worked on her approach, her speech, understanding that with the situation that happened with Alexis Wilson, you should have apologized. You should have said, I will work on figuring out what went wrong and send your condolences to her. Like, that's what a human being does. That's a good leader, to say, you know what? We don't have all the information. I apologize for my first comment. Let's figure this out, because I have a daughter and I can't imagine losing a child. Like, simple stuff like that. And that's a really good PR person would kind of put you, or at least a chief of staff will put you in the right direction. But Hainiard never listened. She doesn't listen. She doesn't listen to anybody. So that's why it's so difficult to, she can't be, not say controlled, but she can't be counseled. And if you can't counsel someone and they think that they know everything, what they'll do is not listen to you, but then surround themselves with people that never going to question her, never going to put their foot down, and they'll listen to everything she says. Like Lacey, for instance. Jedediah brought information that Hanier at first didn't like Lacey, called him all types of names. Why are you jumping through hoops for someone who don't like you? Why are you breaking the laws, asking people for their identification illegally, unethically? For what? She don't even like you. So and now he's where's Lacey? Anyone found Lacey? I don't know. I think Lacey's in trouble too. So this is where her being such a terrible leader affects so many people. So the FBI's got a lot of information, and we're going to see in the next couple of weeks. This is going to start to become very, very interesting on what are they going to unearth, who is going to snitch, who's going to not go to jail, who's going to jail. All very, very interesting stuff. I want to show. I didn't get to listen to Ed Steve that runs the Dalton Trustees channel. I just want to see what he was saying because he was on the ground floor. He was at Village Hall. Just want to know what he had to say real quick.
Yeah, this is former trustee with Steve on the Dalton Trustee YouTube page. You see all the news cameras and stuff.
Please subscribe to his page.
It's from the Village Hall. It was they definitely served 2 subpoenas today. We're gonna talk to Brittany Norwood. She been doing interview after interview. Talk about what they asked you, some of the things they asked you today on this what? Just all these cameras. What happened today? What were some of the things they asked you?
They were wondering what we know about today, what's taking place, how we feel regarding what's taking place, and where do we go from here?
Yeah. Where do you think we go from here?
As a village, I think that we're one step closer to getting the answers that we've been asking for, that the residents have been asking for, and I think that the residents have a sigh of relief. We weren't going on deaf ears.
Yeah. And keep in mind, residents, if you're watching this, they've been hiding the spending. They've been hiding the spending and not turning over no spending of the total what's going on with the village finances intentionally. So it's such a mess. There's things that we're finding out even more since we brought Lori on. A lot of things that we're finding out more. So it's just a mess. And we still here fighting for our village. Anything.
And notice what Ed Steve, former trustee, Ed Steve, he's the one that's talking. They said, and many of them said that when Lori Lightfoot came on, they immediately uncovered, found more information. So that's why I'm saying that it's not, in my opinion, I do not know. I believe that there was a significant change when they announced Lori Lightfoot. Whether you like her as a mayor or not, things happen way too fast. In my opinion. In my opinion.
Anything else you want to say?
But yeah, I want residents to know that for the last 3 years, they know that we've been putting up this fight. And I know for some was confused in the beginning, right? They didn't know who was right and who was wrong. But I want them to know that as their trustees, our only intentions have always been to make the best decisions for them and to figure out the answers to the questions that they've been having for us. And we're going to continue to fight for what's right. We're going to continue to make the best decisions for the residents. And as a community, we are better together. So I want the residents to know that a family that prays together
stays together. Yeah. So I want to read. Let me turn the camera around. I want to read what good Lord, hold on. Turn around. Okay. I want to read what Fox 32.
So I'll let me put this back up here. But yeah, I think that's a good question though. Like what do they do like to move forward? I think they got to clean a lot of this up. They got to get to the bottom of everything. They have to push all of this stuff out of the way. The police department may need to be restructured. How does that even happen? What kind of resources that takes? So also they got to assess the damage of how much money was taken, how much the debt has increased since they've been locked out of the spending. It can go really, really crazy. I don't know what is going to be the damage that's going to be there. I don't know. This is where I think a lot of people are going to have to be patient, obviously. Yeah, I agree. It could be a significant, it could be significant. It could take a long time to assess not just the physical, I guess the money, but all of the stress. I mean, we talked to Sandra Tracy. She worked at the township. Her, the physical, emotional strain. These business owners that had their businesses messed with, the employees who lost jobs, all of the abuse that Hainiard and her group have sustained on the people of Dalton. It's going to take a long time to rebuild the trust with the police, which there have been some issues even before, obviously, with Hainiard, but reworking that, because you want to have a good relationship with your police officers. If you can't, then that's the problem. They subpoenaed 3 cops. What's that about Lacey? I'm guessing it's Lacey. I do not know for sure. There's a lot of shady things going on with the police department. The special, I guess, cell that the camera doesn't work, that there's some sort of issue of people dying of suicides. Obviously what Jedediah has brought on with the person running internal affairs, there's a lot of dirt, and people are resigning, hiding, running away because they can no longer take advantage of these people. So I'm here for it. Yes, I totally agree. Let's see if there's any more updates, but it's still a lot to go over. There's still a lot to uncover, because this could be bigger than just Hainiard, which makes sense. Like, Hainiard is terrible and she messed this up for a lot of people. She could have figured this all out and been a much better person. She failed in an epic fashion, and now people are trying to clean up the mess, clean up this tornado that kind of spinning. And again, she's still running things, but we need to figure out how bad is this? What's left in her wake. Rocky says Lightfoot may have triggered a quicker FBI response. God, you see, fair enough. That could be a strategy. John Lewis says this may be a beginning of peeling off layers of the onion. Yeah. Steve Stack says Jed is on his way to Vegas. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'm wondering what can he uncover by going over there. You see what going on, especially him, being a private investigator. He doesn't have the ability to kind of force people to show information. But I am interested in that because we still don't know a lot about it. I mean, we've heard some really damning allegations from this man that at this point should have stepped down or resigned. How Andrew Holmes still a trustee at this point? He's not moving like a man that's innocent. He just, in my opinion, he's not behaving like a man that did something. He's moving like he did something wrong. Because he's not up there front center and saying this didn't happen. This is wrong. It was consensual. We have heard nothing from this man, but he's still a trustee. If Haney would just let go some of these people that she grabbed and hold on to, maybe she'll still be doing whatever she's doing, but it wouldn't have that kind of attention brought up upon her. Brian says her security detail needs to be disbanded and held accountable for misappropriation and abuse of office. Yeah, just a lot of money just wasted. I mean, and a lot of money is being wasted on that lawyer. Was about $1 million just on paying this man $1 million. Was that, well, technically, I think it's $950,000. So he's doing very, very well for himself. Check out the video. I'm probably going to put it up probably tomorrow afternoon for those who haven't seen some of the connections between him and all the way up to the attorney general, the person that's supposed to be running everything. Don't play my yo-yos. Andrew is cooperating with the feds. I mean, I don't know if it'll stop. I don't think it will stop with the things that he's accused of doing, but probably. I mean, Andrew is always around where the crime is. I mean, always. I was just looking up. There was a video about Harvey. He was in Harvey for some reason. I forgot, it was like some story about people boarding up homes, and he was there. I mean, this man is everywhere, except where it's time to take accountability for your actions, or at least just resign at this point. Like just resign. J-Rock says he drives a Bentley truck. When you're getting paid that kind of money, and I may not have it anymore. He's making a good deal of money. I think his firm is pulling in 7 figures. One of the highest paid law firms in that area. So of course you're gonna have a lot of nice whips and all that type of thing. John Loda. Yeah, shout out to Late Night Crew. I don't know if he's still on, but I was definitely checking out his live stream. LLC went through the lawsuit last night, and what he's accused of is a lot more disgusting than the news reported. The news just stopped that lady woke up and feeling physical for. Yeah, I'm sure it's definitely have more like terrible details, but it's important that this is something that we need to be more vocal on, because he should not be the trustee. He should have stepped down a long time ago. Haney should have pressured him to leave. But if you notice, her group, her biggest supporters, all have some kind of accusations of abusing women. All public accusations, whether some are actually cases that were done and prosecuted, and some were just accusations. But if you notice, if you really take a view, especially, I would say, the Thornton Township meeting, those the biggest supporters, screaming and yelling, have done something to a woman, allegedly. I'm not going to say the names, but they have done something. She has hired someone that was a convicted sex offender. So I don't know. It's weird. How she keeps associating with people who abuse, or again, alleged to abuse women. Not just one, not just two, like multiple people. So that's interesting, right? I'm thinking like, what's going on over here? Why does this continue to happen to you? It's just bad luck, or just is the kind of element that you are comfortable with. You want to work with these kind of people, not just one, but several of them. It's kind of, it's strange. Yeah, just a little strange, a little weird. I don't think he made a deal with the feds. Caroline, who are you talking about? Is that Andrew, or not sure who you were talking about there? And I can't wait. Eventually, we'll know who's making deals and who doesn't. We're going to know some of these details, because the feds are here. Everyone is scared. Everyone's running around. People got to get their lawyers, got to lawyer up. They got to figure out, okay, what do I tell these agents to save myself? Because look at what we've done to all these people. These are not my friends. They are going to tell on me. So let me see what I can say to save myself. And that's I can't wait to see exactly what they're going to do. I can't wait. I can't wait for this meeting. I wonder if Lacey's going to be in a meeting with don't clap, don't make any noise. We'll shut this meeting down. I wonder if Delgado is still going to be here. Will Delgado leave? Like, say, you know what, this is not worth me continuing with this, because lawyers have abandoned her before because you can't talk to her. She doesn't listen. She does what she wants to do. So how much money is money more important than your integrity, Mr. Dugout? Like does it get to a point like the money is good, but the long-term effects of me being here, maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe like, you know what, Hainier, this sounds terrible. This is a situation. I don't think I can even fix this. You may have to seek counsel somewhere else. I don't think so. I didn't see him. I haven't seen Lacey in a minute. The last time I saw him, I'm not there, but the last time I saw him on a public situation, it was at that township, and he was very quiet. It was one of the most wildest meetings I have ever seen. And if you didn't say Lacey was there, you wouldn't have seen, like, you wouldn't have noticed him. He was quiet, very quiet, which was interesting because again, at the Dalton meetings, he's there, grabs the mic, talks, responds to trustees, even though no one asked him to respond. He's very aggressive. Thank you, Tiffany Haynes, you're the best. The rest of you trustees don't care about the cops, blah, blah, all that nonsense rhetoric. And now he's hiding. Just really, really bad. Marissa Banks, I know the Easter event. Yeah, that was terrible. Shout out to Dalton Trustees. He put that video out. It's so difficult to watch. I probably try to watch it and you're like, why is this even happening? And it's because that grandmother have been critical of Hainier. That's really what it's all about. And when that happens, Hainier sicks the attack dog, gives her a hard time. And that's why there's then, the casualty is, a young kid being like scared to death because all these cops are surrounding him and his father and his grandmother. It's disgusting. John is above Lightfoot. Tiffany is crooked. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. John Linda says, I heard he was in Springfield. Also, his boyfriend was mentioned in a lawsuit when it came to alleged covering up of the sexual assault. And if that's an interesting thing about Kamal Woods, like he shouldn't even be in this situation, but you're with this person and now you may go down with this person. Like this situation, even he should have realized this is above my head. I have my own dirt, doing my own nonsense. The writing should have been on the wall, but maybe he couldn't read the writing. Oh yeah. Also, yes. And also he's married. But again, I don't know what kind of arrangement. I don't know if there's some kind of poly thing. Whatever. Seems weird that, once you get in the political office, you want to have at least that family image to make sense. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily need to be married or something, but it needs to be clear. At least in my opinion. So these speculations wouldn't happen and it wouldn't be around where you're thinking, okay, who's running the show? Jedediah says Kamal Woods is running the show. Kamal Woods apparently was running it more than Keith Freeman. We all thought Keith Freeman was the mastermind. But the fact that he was so terrible at lying about his bankruptcy, maybe he wasn't the mastermind. Maybe he was just following what Kamal Woods was saying. So I don't know. Oh, talking about Lacey, I don't think he had authority. Yes, exactly. But I just understand the energy. Like if you really care about, law and order and authority, and maybe he couldn't just be a cop, but he didn't even try to bring any kind of tension down. He was just there. I guess really he was just there to protect Hainier or whatever, but he wasn't going to interfere. There was yelling matches, screaming matches. Jedediah was about to beat up somebody. It was all types of craziness. And he didn't try to de-escalate anything. Probably because he doesn't have training. I mean, I've seen a few of his stops. He's not good at de-escalation. It's bring on as much emotion and his ego's involved. So he's not a great police officer when it comes to that. Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's what, keeps us, content creators and people in the media keep going, because these people that are there, they still continue. They have, of course they're frustrated and exhausted, but they have the patience. They've been going at this for years, trying to get their story out there, going to the meetings, knowing that there's threats on their physical, their body, right? The threats that people are sending to them online through their cell phone, text messages, the threat of the police, but they still show up at these meetings. They still express themselves honestly, and still they are critical of her, regardless of all the obstacles. The AG is not coming to help. That's not happening, right? Clearly, that the police is in the pocket of Hainiard, and the way that she operates them and use them as weaponize them to take on businesses that don't agree and all that type of thing. Regardless of all of that, these people still show up at the meetings and still tell her what's what. That's the kind of strength that's important. That's the reason why the feds are finally here, is because of those people. If those people just gave up, stopped showing up at the meetings, and kind of just went on with their lives, Haney would continue to do what she wanted to do. But the fact that those people continue to fight, continue to, regardless of all the obstacles around them, those are the people who are winning. And there's still a long way to go before real change happens. But this is a great start from how crazy the year started to begin with. That there was no way that Hainier was going to be able to keep this going. People, once the floodgates opened, and again, what happened this week with Lori Lightfoot coming on, it's substantial. I can't sit there and think it had nothing to do with it. I just don't see it. Absolutely, I just there's something happened. There was some connections made. There was some federal agents or whatever. The investigation all of a sudden just went into, well, yeah, but this guy lied about his bankruptcy. All right, so get him. We'll see what he's gonna tell us. And I've heard about the Freeman situation. Freeman knew about this, I would say, for at least a week or two, probably more, that he knew that he was in trouble for lying about the bankruptcy. I think there was even some news articles about the bankruptcy and how it was wrong. So he knew something was coming. So he was prepared, or as much as he can be, where Hainiard and Lacey and some of these other people, where they're prepared. I mean, you see Tiffany Hainiard is apparently hiding in Springfield, right? John Luna with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Great live tonight as usual. Love your attitude and perspective. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, John Luna, for all of your support, and everyone here that's been checking out this channel. It's, I am happy that things are going in the right direction. Regardless of who's the person who got it all together, I don't even care. I want Hainier to stop making goofy videos, laughing at, trying to gaslight the people in Dalton, making it seem like she's under control and nothing's going to happen to her. And I'm gonna tell you guys the truth, and let me put out a stupid podcast that now she can start doing one thing: stop talking. Let's see if she can stop talking. And again, if she has any information that can change this situation, put it out there. Instead of the singing and the rapping and the dancing and caring about the events. You're not a party promoter. You are a mayor. You're a supervisor of a township. You're not running a club. You are a party promoter with an unlimited credit card, and you thought I can have them love me and respect me if I just spend money on goofy stuff. And that's not true. True government, it could be boring. It's not about the flashiness. It's not about how much money you spend on your hair and your makeup. Also, it's not about shutting down people who don't agree with you. It's about doing the hard work of trying to get people who don't agree with you to compromise to get to a better position. And she never cared about that. Bam, another $2 super chat. Appreciate you. The feds have a mole in her circle. Probably. I mean, the feds don't come unless they know something's up. So something is going on. I'm sure they know a lot. The people in Dalton know a whole lot as well. Some of the stuff that us outsiders don't know. But yeah, I'm sure they got all types of stuff. John Lewis says, I bet Roland Martin and other you look like fools now. All this is happening. I hope that they at least take a good look and say, and I'm talking about the Keith Prices and the T.L. Hardiman and Michael Smith and some of these other folks who are weirdly loyal to her, regardless of all the stuff that most of us kind of see with our own eyes. And you can look up a lot of this stuff you can look up on the internet. Come on, Keith Price, something's not right, don't you think? I mean, you've had a lot of problems with the law, don't you? Are you guys following her? You guys gonna learn the law? When she says stuff like this, don't you get a little cringe?
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Getting up at press conference talking about nothing. Learn the laws. I tell y'all that all the time. Learn from me. But because I'm younger than all y'all think y'all can't learn from me, huh? But
anyway, and again, Tiffany Haynard, you're not young. You are old. We're around the same age. Trustee Norwood is younger than you. They're not listening to you because of your youth or lack of it. It's because you're a crazy person. You're not young. You need to stop that. And it's a little bit of delusion that's there, and it's not healthy. Roland Martin would play the party and in gender angle. Yeah. I mean, one of the elements that is important that is hard to avoid, or at least two elements, is the race, is the political, Democrats versus Republicans. I don't know if gender had anything to do with it, but those two are very strong. And the back and forth goes with, well, this is Democrat. Republicans say, this is what happens when Democrats run things in a black and white. Oh, some people who defend Tiffany, because she's a black woman, they're more critical of her, but there's other people, other mayors that are doing similar things and no one's talking about that. It can go all over the place. But I tend to focus on the one situation at a time. What she was doing is wrong, and this needs to be corrected. I would like to know with stuff with the old 40 realizations. I mean, you guys I don't even know how old she is, but I know it's 40 something. If you guys know, put in the chat. But it's okay to get older. I don't mind getting older. I'll be 40 in September. It's fine. You lead a good life. You try to stay healthy. But she's not so young. Someone is so young. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're an older person, which is fine. Yeah, so immature is probably the thing is you're not a young person. So let's move past that. And we're not looking for you to be an influencer. We're not looking for you to be anything other than what you were elected to do. So I think in the next couple of weeks, we're going to get to know a whole lot of what's going on. I am all for it. I would like to see who are the people who the employees they're talking about, who are the 3 cops. So there's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to break down. Thank you, Keith Freeman, for not knowing how to hide your assets and your income. Thank you for just making the biggest fail of your career. And now the whole floodgates have opened up. The feds are in. They already, first of all, already kind of know who did what, and now all the people who took advantage and hurt so many people in the village and in the township will get some just due. Yes, absolutely. I'm not a betting man, but if I had to bet, Lacey has to be one of them. He gotta be one of them. He has to. Again, all the money's been spent. All the overtime that's being spent. Is he a salary employee? Is he still getting overtime? It seems like every one of Hanya's closest associates have multiple jobs, having multiple incomes, and they're not good at anything. And they do what they want to do. Some take property, some sell it, get ridiculous amount of return on it. They're working, Holmes is working for the CTA, then he's also a trustee, and he's doing this and that. Like, how is all this happening? And it's like it was just a little group, a little mafia group of we're gonna take this whole town and we divide it amongst ourselves and forget everybody else. We don't care about their opinions. We don't care about what they're talking about. And listen, we got the AG is not doing a damn thing. We here to play, and no one's gonna stop it. Well, someone's stopping it, or there's a group now that's looking into it. So, I agree. I think he is getting some kind of overtime. I definitely believe he's getting some kind of overtime. Something is not right with that, and there's a long history of his unethical behavior, to say the least. Let's see. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Lacey snitch. That would be interesting. If he knows what Hanya believe like thinks about him, it's possible. Everyone's gonna start talking. Everyone, you get your lawyer, you talk to the Fed to see if they're gonna get a deal. If you are qualified to even be the one that, hey, you tell us some stuff, we'll let you slide, or not let's just slide, but you won't get affected as much. Yeah, of course, right? Snow Time with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Recall the lady with the bad Norbert wig said, "Where's the Feds at? Let them come." Tiffany isn't doing anything wrong. Her wish came true. Feds, aka FBI, came. Yeah, I mean, who cares? Like, if she enjoys some lobster, leave her alone. Other people doing something wrong too. Like, that's a terrible way of looking at things. Just because other situations, and I would love anyone to email me about what's going on in Harvey, other areas. I know in that situation where you are seeing the same kind of aggressive behavior. I don't know if you guys saw the latest video from the Tyrant Terminator. I think he went to Riverdale, and that was insane. And the police chief gave me some Lacey vibes. I don't know. You could if you guys have the link to the Tyrant Terminator's latest video. The police chief called the cops on, the man that's holding a camera that's just exercising his First Amendment rights. And they really wanted to arrest him, but they couldn't. But definitely had some Lacey energy. So yeah, he seemed like he was ignorant of the law, which is very similar to Lacey, and was trying to escalate something. Like, he was trying to create a problem with a man that's walking in with the camera. So there's a lot going on in I guess in Riverdale or in Harvey. Let me know. Email me. My email is h@hannibalshungry.com. We have time. Like, obviously this situation is still ongoing. We'll definitely have more information. I'm sure you guys can check up all the YouTube, all the content creators out there. Jedediah is out there doing his thing. Joshua Lawson said, "Yeah, I told the Tyrant Terminator he acts like he's related to Lacey." Yeah, it was very, very. It was kind of. I was like, wait a minute, is this guy related to him or something like that? Like, why he's talking exactly, act like exactly him, and he must have knew that there were artists coming around to check on things, and when you do that, you bring more people to show up to check on things, and you have to train your staff, and you have to kind of understand that you're in a public place, and certain things that this is not your house. Someone can't come in with a camera in your home. But that's these public areas are not your house. People can come in, they can record. It's not it's not your personal home, and you can't arrest someone for walking in with a camera. But yeah, definitely check out that video. It's like 45 minutes. And it's interesting because the guy kept harassing. I think the guy was harassing the tyrant terminator, because if you would just like stop speaking to him, let him finish what he was doing, let him fill out the FOIA request, he would have left. But he kept trying to explain to him what he was doing was causing disturbance. Like what Tyrant Terminator was doing was wrong. Like he wanted him to know that. Even though at this point, now they're just having a debate on free speech, which the police chief was failing on. Like he's not understanding that if you're in a public area, you can record, regardless of what's there. And the responsibility of the people running that facility is to hide whatever sensitive information that's around. That's how it works. So Mike Horry says, what's sad is the trustees in the village are so weak, they all need to go. It was the citizens that got things done. The trustees accomplished nothing. I would disagree. Especially, again, it's all about you. Do you agree that Lori, or at least have an idea, you think Lori Lightfoot did anything? If you don't, then I guess you could have that opinion. Or the fact that the trustees they've been on social media. Ed, Steve, the ex-trustee, has interviewed many of them. They have pushed this. They've been pretty patient and not allowing, and they've been going back and forth with Hanier, but not allow them to behave the way Hanier behaves. That felt like they've definitely done something compared to the trustees of the township. So Chris Gonzalez, I mean, it's pretty obvious that him nominating her was a colossal F up. And he cared about himself and whatever kickbacks that was happening and created this monster. And now he wants to be vocal. For half the time, he didn't even know what he was around. Because, did he ever say, hey, you know what? I really effed that up by nominating her. You know what? My bad on that one. That was stupid. I made a tragic, grave mistake by nominating her. So I definitely believe the township trustees, in my opinion, did not do enough. They didn't push to talk to the media. They were just coasting. They saw her acting the way she acted and like, whatever. But I appreciate that perspective. I like all types of perspectives. It's not just one set. That's why I asked you guys, like, do you think in the last week the addition of Lightfoot did anything, or just coincidence? I know some of you guys say it's something. Some people say it was a coincidence. The people on the ground believe that it was a significant addition to what they were doing. And maybe one of those days they could explain it, put out more information. But this has been a really fascinating week. I'll say that for right now. But on that note, I will. I guess I'm going to be watching some of the news that's later on. That's posting about this situation, and we'll definitely be talking about this later next week. Let's see if more information pops up. Appreciate you guys for coming in on a little impromptu live. Just a little bit of a relief that something is happening, and she can't continue to do what she's doing. Now she has to take a step back and pause and realize, okay, I better clean up whatever's going on or prepare my defense, because the feds are here. And they're here, and they're going to be here until basically everything is taken care of. So shout out to everyone who's been checking out this story for so long. Appreciate everyone that's been checking out my channel. We'll have the video posted tomorrow about that, and trying to answer that question: who is protecting Tiffany Hayes? How she was able to get away with this for so long? We have some theories. We're gonna talk about those theories tomorrow. I'll probably post it around 2:30 Eastern. Check out that video, please. Let me know what you guys think about it. But it's gonna be a very, very interesting live or meeting next month. I can't wait. I'm sure you guys will be there too. Jay Jones with a 999 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the new members. The members were able to watch that video. I posted it like hours ago. They're able to watch it now. So if you become a member, you get anytime I finish the video, I just put it right there. I don't schedule it. It stays with the members, so you guys get to watch it first. And on that note, I don't know if Ella Late Night Crew. Shay is still on, but check him out if you're not. Or hopefully he comes on later. I know he's going to be on tomorrow celebrating 420. So enjoy the weekend, guys. Be safe out there, but I will be back next week. So enjoy. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.